They told you to seek balance. Yet every immortal name was built by obsession, not moderation. The world's true kings are shaped by relentless focus, not luck or talent. Ready to discover why obsession is the only path that leads to power? The illusion ends here. Greatness is not gifted, it is forged, blood hot, in the sacred fire of obsession. You've stepped into a realm where kings are not born beneath golden stars, but carved from the darkness by blistered hands and relentless will. Forget the myth of the effortless prodigy. Tonight, we tear down the altar of natural talent and light the torches of the self-made. Most have been spellbound since childhood by the gospel of the chosen one, the story that true greatness flows from rare, inherited spark. We worship the sculptor's hand, the founding father's wisdom, the athlete's glory, blind to the slow agony and ritual grind beneath. But what if the genius is not anointed, but awakened by daily sacrifice? What if mastery is the fruit of sweat, self-doubt, and obsession? Inch by inch, in the shadows where no eye dares to follow. This is the path walked by Michelangelo, Franklin, Brian. Each a testament that kings are built, not born. Here, you'll uncover the ancient blueprint for becoming more than human, where every scar, every restless night, and every failure is smelted into power. The hammer falls, the stone splits, and the crown is waiting. Enter the forge. The world worships the fantasy of the born king, where genius arrives as lightning in a clear sky, the crown descending onto brows anointed by fate. But beneath every statue's polished gleam and every legend's immortal page lies the heat of struggle. The nights that dissolve into stone, dust, and the rituals carved into bone. Obsession, not bloodline, writes the true epic of the self-made king. Here, we set fire to old illusions. Tonight, you'll walk the corridors of power where greatness is earned, not gifted. The flames are rising and the forge is open. What you find beyond the myth may scorch or crown you. Consider Michelangelo in the crypt of stone, Franklin hunched by candlelight, Brian chasing shadows across a lonely gym floor. The blueprint is obsession, mapped not in destiny, but in repetition, in sacrifice. We are conditioned to seek shortcuts, to believe in the secret code of the gifted, the effortless stroke, the born advantage. Yet the sculptor's hands are cracked, the inventor's journals worn thin, the athlete's breath ragged from midnight practice. Obsession is the current beneath every calm surface, the silent architect of every monumental ascent. It is not glamorous, it is the daily grind, the hammer's echo in the darkness, the ritual correction of error, the return to the work after failure. The truth. Greatness is not a birthright, but a ritual fire that must be tended. Each act of devotion, each hour spent in the crucible, forges another link in the unbreakable chain. Michelangelo, Franklin, Brian, none were chosen, all were possessed. The blueprint is simple but merciless. Only the obsessed ascend. The real question is, how deep are you willing to go? Strip away the myths. There are no prodigies, no secret heirs to greatness. The death of the prodigy myth is the birth of true power. In the heart of every legend, we find not a chosen child, but a soul willing to be consumed by its own relentless fire. Imagine the sculptor, alone beneath the vault of night, hands bleeding and eyes haunted by doubt. Picture Franklin, waging daily war against his own vices, each dawn a new campaign. See Brian, drenched in sweat, repeating the same shot long after the world sleeps. The myth of the chosen one shatters in the furnace of reality. The fire that forges greatness is agony, obsession, pounding against the gates of limitation, transforming humiliation into fuel and solitude into sovereignty. This is the brutal revelation. Every genius is a ghost in the ruins of their own weakness, resurrected by the sacrament of obsession. No one is born to rule. Kings are hewn from pain, forged by ritual, crowned by sleepless, burning hunger. Here, the prodigy myth dies. Here, you discover the iron law that binds all legends. The only path to the throne is through the forge. Dare to step deeper, where pain becomes your inheritance and obsession your only compass. Perhaps you've been told, explicitly or in whispers, that greatness is reserved for the rare and fated, that your hands were never meant to shape a crown. This belief chains even the boldest heart, nurturing resignation in the shadows of giants. But the truth is more defiant, more dangerous. I am human. I consider nothing human alien to me. Michelangelo's trembling knights are not relics of the extraordinary, but invitations to the universal. Every act of mastery is carved from the raw material of doubt, made possible by relentless self-overcoming. The pain you carry is not exile, it is the doorway. What sets apart the king from the forgotten is not destiny, but the willingness to bear that sacred burden, to turn wounds into wisdom, obsession into art. The line dividing the chosen from the unremarkable is not blood, but a single vow to rise again and again and forge meaning from the fire. But what if pain itself is the hidden crucible? The next step awaits. Every scar, every sleepless hour, every ache in bone and spirit. These are not punishments, but offerings at the altar of transformation. The world teaches us to flee from suffering, to dread the inner darkness, where pain and doubt whisper their threats. But here, in the crucible's heart, suffering reveals its secret face, not the enemy, but the catalyst. The shadows that hunt you are the same shadows that sharpen you, turning agony into the raw ore of power. What you most fear holds the key to your ascension. Pain is not a sentence. It is the fire that tempers the steel of kings. The next threshold calls not to escape, but to step willingly into the forge that shapes destiny. The agony of the grind, the loneliness of ritual, the scars earned in darkness, all have coiled together, fusing into the unbreakable spine of a king in the making. No myth remains but the one you forge nightly. Hammer striking stone, breath steady against a failure, fire burning through weakness. Franklin's daily reckoning echoes in your own relentless striving. The line between legend and ordinary dissolves. There is only the journeyer and the flame. Now, as the final veil lifts, you stand at the threshold. The crown does not wait for the passive. It demands to be claimed by those who dare the forge, who transmute pain into power, obsession into immortality. Step forward. The throne belongs to the one who endures the fire and refuses to kneel. The final ember glows in the silence. What once was veiled is now revealed. You have seen the myth of the chosen shatter and the forge where kings are made, not born. The secret is no secret at all. Obsession is the crucible, and agony its sacred flame. In the world's shadowed halls, power is not bestowed, but seized. Each scar, each sacrifice, is a hidden signature written in the dark, a record of the self defying its own limits. The agony you feared the grind you wish to escape. These were always the keys. Only by passing through the fire, you claim the crown, not as inheritance, but as creation. This was never about prodigies or privilege. It is about the birthright of struggle, the thunderous revelation that you are not less for your pain, but infinite in your power to transmute it. The true journey was always from illusion to fire, from agony to kingship. All the legends, all the grinding nights and broken illusions converge now within you. The fallen king crowned, not by fate, but by the fire you dared to endure. The ancient lie dissolves. What remains is the truth, that mastery is a choice, paid for in sweat, ritual, and relentless. Let the weight of every insight settle into your bones. Greatness is not granted, it is seized and forged, again and again in darkness. Michelangelo's stone, Franklin's ink-stained dawns, Bryant's haunted hours. Each is a mirror, reflecting your own capacity for transformation. Their story is the map, your obsession is the key. So, rise. The world of the ordinary ends at the border of the forge. Every sacrifice is a vote for your future crown. Let the myth die and claim your place among those who chose to become you more. The call is sounded, the path is open, forge your legend. The night cracks open and the stars ignite. Above a ruined hall, firelight glints from a solitary crown resting on an altar of stone. The air is heavy with memory and the scent of ash, yet something new rises. Silence, charged and watchful, as if the cosmos itself awaits your next step. You stand now where legends are born, at the edge of the impossible, scarred yet unbroken. Each breath draws the embers of the forge into your chest, and the shadows that once haunted you now bend in reverence. The journey through fire has altered you, your name etched deeper in the myth that began tonight. Obsession builds kings. This is the final echo, the ancient vow. Greatness is forged. Go forth and claim what was never gifted but seized by those who dared. The forge is eternal. The crown awaits.